Welcome guys to CALLOUS Fight Night. Here we are with defending champion JabbaTheGriffin. He took out Astamatitos to become the champion, and then he defended last week against Zakaru with a memorable scissor sweep against Sadlysius, who makes all the thumbnails, first of all, for CALLOUS Fight Night, so it's kind of weird that he has to make a thumb of himself playing, but that's the way it fell. He's been in the challenger pool, I believe, since the very, very beginning of this whole thing, and has been waiting 3 months or whatever it is for his turn. So here we are. We've got Jabba defending his title against Sadlysius. We have a turn 1 Meteor Mash miss as Skarm comes in. That is probably going to spike up here. The question is, does he do a Magneton check? And does Jabba have a Magneton? Jabba, I have not known to be a huge mag player. And it certainly doesn't look like this is a mag team either. He wouldn't bother with HP Fire on Metagross if, in fact, he had a Magneton at the back. That just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't have synergy. So it looks to me like it's going to be one of those mixed offense teams probably, in which, even though there's not a mag, the Pokemon themselves, whether it's a Salamence with Fire Blast, a Flygon with Fire Blast, a T-Tire with Fire Blast, random things with Thunderbolt, whatever it is, the Pokemon themselves can actually just hit Skarmory without mag, in theory. And there could just be a spinner in the back as well. This could be like a mid-rangey Metagross plus Zapdos plus Starmie kind of thing. It's way too early to tell, but we have seen Hidden Power Fire. We've got that for now. The question is, what does Sadlysius want to do? Mixed Meta is not a poke that has a lot of great switch-ins. You could go Swampert because we know there's no HP Grass, but it would take a decent chunk from Psychic. Sadly opts for layer number 2 of Spikes. Hidden Power Fire there does a lot, and there is Roar. That's going to prompt out Zapdos here, which obviously Skarm at 10% has no chance of surviving, and Sadlysius has opted for Skarm Bliss. In comes the Blissey. Surprised Jabba didn't switch out there, Baton Pass out. I thought like a Blissey or some kind of special wall switch was fairly obvious, but Jabba does fall behind it. Sadlysius makes a nice double switch, gets the Skarm in on the meta again, gets the Blissey out of the way is the bigger deal. So really what this enables him to do is get the third layer down, and that's exactly what he does before the Skarm dies to the Psychic. So Jabba with the lead, air quote lead, 6-5. However, Sadlysius has the Spikes advantage, having all 3 layers down, and we have no idea if Jabba has something that can remove it or not. Claydol might be a good switch here. Granted, it doesn't really want to eat a Will-O-Wisp. Okay, now Sadlysius is definitely winning because Jabba opts to stay in with Metagross here. Maybe he was hoping for a Will-O-Wisp and he could just explode on it. But instead, he gets nailed by Flamethrower. It's a one-hit KO from 96%. Moltres hits really, really hard. And we've got ourselves a 5-5 with a clear advantage for Sadly, who laid all 3 of those spikes down. The question remains, does Jabba have a spinner? He's got an Agility Zapdos here, which has to be paired with Baton Pass, I would think. Does not make a lot of sense otherwise, and he knew that a Blissey was coming. Who cares if you're faster than it with Agility? You still don't beat it. So the only way this makes sense in my mind is if he's planning to pass that somewhere. Do we have a Marowak or a Rhydon or something like that coming? Does he have another Scizor team? Is he going for the gimmick once again? It's almost certainly going to be passed, and it is, which makes me question why he didn't Baton Pass out the last time he had this matchup. But regardless, here comes a Marowak that's going to come in on Thunder Wave, blanking it. So Marowak is now way faster than Bliss and probably anything else it sadly has. And it's pretty damn dangerous. I would assume that he lives an Ice Beam from Bliss. Maybe if Bliss were like max modest it would kill, maybe, but I don't think that's the case. Marowak here could Swords Dance up, and we could be looking at a sweep just like that. Now granted, if Sadly does stay in, we could be looking at an Ice Beam Freeze, an Ice Beam Crit, something like that. I guess it could be a Flamethrower Burn. But pending some hacks here, Sadly might be in trouble. This might be a fast game. This might be a sweep. Theoretically here, Marowak should be safe from any non-crit or, of course, a freeze. He should Swords Dance up, survive whatever it is that Sadly might do this turn, and then his +2/+2 Marowak has a real chance to sweep here, depending on what's in the back for Sadly. Maybe a Swampert, if it's a bulky Swampert, can live. And yeah, it plays out exactly as I said that it would. There's an Ice Beam. It does a lot, but it does not kill. Also does not crit or freeze. And now we've got a very, very dangerous Pokemon here. +2/+2 Marowak, holding that thick club, is about to show Sadlysius the back end of that club if he can't come up with an answer. Only thing I can think of, like I said, is a really bulky water, a defensively built Swampert or a Coon, something along those lines in the back. An offensive Coon or an offensive Pert would not survive. And that's more or less going to be the only chance Sadlysius has. Alternatively, if he goes to the Moltres, and this is an absolutely desperate play, but maybe it's his only play, he can fish for a Rock Slide miss. There is that 10% chance that Marowak simply does not connect, and Sadlysius gets the get-out-of-jail-free card from the RNGesus. The question here is simply, what does Sadly have in the back? Marowak, of course. Check out that ability. Good old Rockhead. Does not take recoil damage here from Double Edge. Sadly saying GG, so that probably means that he is playing for a Rock Slide miss, and I don't even know, because with Double Edge, I didn't calc it, but Moltres might just flat out die from the +2 Double Edge, so that might not even be an out. Wow, Sadly might be dead right here on turn 12. Here comes Flygon. I don't know that that lives Double Edge. We're going to find out. Well, it doesn't. And there's Zapdos. Yeah, Sadlysius opted for a Superman team here, or like a New Age Superman team, if you will. But this is going to be quick and dirty. Marowak at +2/+2 is simply going to sweep. Not even fucking close. Sadly's team is not equipped to handle this. Jabba does not even show half of his team. With 3 Pokemon unrevealed, Jabba wins again. He has been plowing through this field. He takes out Asta, he takes out Zakaru, and he takes out Sadlysius. 16 turns and 3 Pokemon is all it takes. Jabba defends his title. He has been absolutely on the fucking money in my CALLOUS Fight Nights. He's looking like his old self, and doesn't seem like anybody can stop him, but somebody's going to try. We're going to do that in a moment. Let's just figure out exactly who we have in the Challenger pool. Scroll up here. Let's see, 27, 32, 36. Oh, that's nice easy math this time. We're looking at 42, I believe, but we're going to recount as we always do. 27, 32, 36, 38, 40. Looks like 42 to me. That was quick and easy. Here's Jabba. I'll keep that conversation off screen. He sometimes gets a little bit colorful, but let's check out the random number generator as we do. So we'll do 1 through 4,200, generate, and then we'll go 1 through 42 and see who Jabba will be fighting off next week. Generate. Number 24, that's going to be Helpona, giving it another go. He was the CALLOUS Fight Night champion many moons ago. It is now his turn to try it again. Jabba against Helpona coming up next week. Look forward to that. I will see you guys then.